All right, folks. Welcome. How you doing today? This is Tony Cavallaro, and today I want to talk about setting up a blog. Just blogging basics. All right. So you probably ask yourself, well, why would I blog? What's that going to do for me? How am I going to make money blogging? It's just not for me, right? Well, that's kind of foolish, all right? Because if you look at some of the big names in this industry, guys like David Wood and Ray Higdon, these guys have built absolute empires, and they started out blogging, and really that's all they do is just blog. That's how they drive the traffic. That's how they get their leads. And that's how they make all the sales that they make. And they make millions and millions of dollars. Just from blogging. All right, so looking at blogging as just an article that you put out there on the web and you don't get anything for it, it's just stupid. So don't discount the blog, because it's a great way in the long term. Now, this is long term, all right? This is not something that's going to make you money overnight, but for long term success, the more content you put out there, the better chance you have of making money down the road for an article that you may have put out 6 months ago. You could have put something out 6 months ago that people are looking at today, and you get a sale off of it today, right? And that's not something you had to do anything for. It's just out there on the internet. They found it. They joined. They spent money. You made money. Simple as that, right? So don't discount the power of the blog, all right? So today we'll go over blog setup and branding, all right? How to create compelling content for our blogs, how to drive traffic to our blogs, how to set up an action plan before we even start creating our content, all right, and monetization, all right. So the first thing we want to do is get this screen to jump again, which is not happening again. Let's see. All right. Well, I don't know how that's happening here, but we'll get through this anyway, right? Anyway, so pre-setup. All right. The first thing you need to think about is, who do you want to attract? All right. What are the people looking for that that you're trying to get into your business, or that you're trying to watch your trainings, or you're trying to sell whatever you're selling, right? Who do you want to attract? Okay. So we need to, prospect for everybody out there, but only market to one, all right, to one group of people. All right. So if um, you can put a training out there, just like this one here, okay, that, this blog training, okay. Now, this blog training helps everyone, right? I mean, it helps somebody in the real estate business. It helps somebody in internet marketing. It helps somebody, that's selling lotions and potions and juices, right? It helps everybody, okay? But, tomorrow's training may only relate to internet marketing, okay? This one just happens to relate to everybody, okay? But, my primary goal is to attract internet marketers, okay? So, keep that in mind. You want to prospect to all, but you want to market to one, all right? So who can your product, training, and service help, okay? You know, um, like I said with the blog, this training, it could help, a tremendous amount of people out there. Just about any business, they can be, they can have a restaurant out there, a brick and mortar store, and this can help. Okay, so it's really important to target your market, to try to figure out, you know, who you're trying to attract. Okay, and of course, writing your blog and then just throwing a bunch of buy this, buy this, buy this type stuff in your blog. Okay, that might work at times, but think about what kind of people you're going to attract with that. So those are the kind of people that you want in your business, or those people that you want to associate with. All right, so you really need to narrow things down. Think about who you want in your business, who you want to work with, and what you're trying to sell. All right, so a better way of doing it, is to always give something away. All right, just like this video you're watching now. This is just some real basic blogging information that, if you pay attention to and take action on, it will definitely help you, right? But it's only going to take me, a half an hour, 45 minutes, total between actually making the slideshow and doing this presentation. Okay. And I'm just going to give it away, because, this is going to make you hopefully come back to my blog to see what else I want to give away. And at some point, you're going to say, well, you know what? This is a lot of good information. What else does he know that he's not actually telling us? Well, let me join and find out, right? So, that's kind of the idea behind this, all right? All right, so of course we have to start with our content, right? Well, I don't know how to come up with content. I can't think of things to write about. I don't know I don't even know how to write, Well, I mean, that's just a bullshit excuse, okay? Because I'll be honest with you, I barely finished high school. I'm a dumbass, I mean, I've been in construction all my life, but I still put out a blog every single day, Monday through Monday, all right? Why? Because the more content you put out there on the internet, the better chance you have of people finding your blog, looking at your products, getting on your lead list, and buying shit. All right. So keep that in mind. All right. We blog every single day. Of course, now, you may be religious and you don't work on Sundays, and that's fine. Of course, you take Sundays off, but, in the beginning, you need to blog as much as you can. If it means you have to put out 2 or 3 blogs a day, then you put out 2 or 3 blogs a day. All right. So, and like I said, this is long term. So you really need to come up with other ways of making money in the interim. But the blogging needs to be part of your marketing. Okay. So how do you come up with things to write about? All right. Well, you're watching this right now, this training. Okay. Well, you can go shoot a real quick video on YouTube and just talk about some of the training that you're learning right now. Okay. Make a 5-minute video, throw it on a blog, and now it's a vlog instead of a blog, which is just as good as a regular blog, right? And that's it. That's your blog post for the day. All right. Just think. I mean, you could be reading a book, and find a tip in a book and simply just put it into your blog. Okay. Write about it or do a video about it. Either way, or both. Okay. So there's content to be found everywhere, absolutely everywhere. All right. So just keep that in mind. Look around, pay attention to what's going on in your life, and just write about it. Okay. Blogs don't have to be long. Especially a video blog. You can literally do a 1-minute video, throw it on, embed it onto a blog, and you're done. All right. So, obviously, if you're writing an article content, you want to have, at least 300 words on there. Okay. So that's why a lot of people actually do the video blogs instead, because it's, you can get away with a 1-minute video, throw it on a blog, and you're good to go. And the good thing with the video is you can syndicate it on YouTube as well as your blog. So now you have one video being syndicated in 2 different places. So always keep that in mind. Videos are great, great, great tools. All right. So, of course, you're like me, getting in front of the camera is a little bit difficult, but the more you do, the easier it gets. And, it's just the way it is, right? So, so that's it, right? I mean, there's content out there everywhere. Just think, every single day there's something that happens in your life, whether it's something out of a book or a webinar or an event or a training or a tool of some sort. Okay, you learned something today. Just write about it. Okay, figure it out. It's not that hard. All right. So, when you're creating your content, what are you thinking that you can teach others? All right. What did you learn today that you can teach somebody else? All right. So, using this again as an example, these blogging tips, okay, you can go ahead and, use the same exact presentation. All right. If you want to give me credit, you can. If not, then don't. It doesn't matter to me. Change it a little bit, but, it's that simple. All right. And of course, we always want a call to action somewhere in our blog post, at least once. Okay. Now you don't want them spread all over your blog because you don't want it to look spammy by any means. If people want to join you or buy your product, they're going to find the way to do it without you constantly telling them to buy. But we definitely want at least one call to action in our blog. Okay. So the other thing that you should not be worried about is your credibility. Okay, it doesn't really matter if you started yesterday or you started today and you're telling people how to blog. Okay, if you learned it somewhere, whoever you learned it from someone else. Okay, somewhere down the road when this information was first brought out, it was by somebody credible. Okay, so people aren't just putting information out there that that's uncredible. If you're hearing a training there's a reason for it. Okay, it's real. It works. It works for somebody. Okay, so you go ahead and just repurpose that content. Okay, so your credibility, your success means nothing. Okay, people are there to learn. They don't care. If you made $1,000,000 or if you made $2. Okay, if you're giving them valuable information that they can use to help themselves, it doesn't matter. Okay, credibility does not matter. So don't harp on it. All right. All right. So the best ways to get more traffic to your blog. All right. The big thing is consistency with your blog posts. All right. A lot of people, like I said, they have a hard time coming up with the content for the blog. So, one day they might be doing a training, and then the next day they might be, writing about, something they saw on the news. And the next day, maybe it's something about a book or something like this, right? And that's all fine. But Google wants to see some sort of consistency with your blog posts. All right. So, if you're gonna be giving training on a daily basis or giving training on a weekly basis or whatever it might be, you want to try to have the majority of your content be training. All right. Now you can definitely throw some oddball stuff in there, and I do it, and everybody else does it. Okay, there's days where you see something, it's like, well, I've got to blog about that. That was just too good. I've got to do it. Right. So, but be consistent. All right. Just try to be consistent with whatever you're doing on your blogs. All right. If you're trying to attract real estate, then stick with trying to attract real estate. Don't try to attract real estate one day and then try to attract a tomato farmer the next. So stay consistent. All right. So create value and tips and intercept traffic. All right. So what does that mean? All right. Well, of course, you want to create a valuable blog post that's full of tips and information that's targeted to the niche that you decided that you wanted to target. Okay. All right. So we've got this little example here. McDonald's is in the real estate game. All right. So people think of that term, McDonald's is in the real estate game, and they think, well, yeah, of course, the site that building is sitting on is worth lots of money, right? Well, it's not. When they say McDonald's is in the real estate game, they're not talking about the actual building. They're not talking about the land. Okay, what they're talking about is that McDonald's targeted that land. Okay, they targeted that land for a reason. Why? Because that spot that McDonald's is sitting on is always, or not always, but at least 95% of the time, that building is sitting in a spot where they're going to pull traffic from every direction, right? I mean, when you think about a McDonald's, how easy is it to get to a McDonald's? How easy is it to pull in there? Okay, it's always easy. You don't have to do a U-turn. You don't have to go down to the red light, turn around, come back. Okay, it's always in a spot where you can get to it from any direction easily. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You want to intercept your traffic, by creating value and giving good tips to the market that you are trying to attract. All right. Okay, keyword research and SEO, on-page SEO. All right. Well, when you're writing your blog, it's really easy just to go ahead and do a little bit of on-page SEO. It's almost stupid not to do it. Okay. Now, this is a little bit harder if you're doing a video blog because, most of the time with a video blog, you're just going to be shooting a video, embedding it onto your blog, maybe a couple sentences here and there. All right. But if you're actually writing an article, then, we want to make it SEO friendly. Okay. So, what we don't want to do is just pick a keyword and start, throwing that keyword all over the post, making it completely unreadable. That's just a bad way to write. Okay. So think about your content first. All right. What is your article going to be about? Have an idea of where you want your article to go before you even start doing your keyword research. Okay. If you want your article to be about blogging, all right, then you know that you're going to start with your blogging content. Okay, have an idea where you're going with it, and then you can go ahead and use the Google keyword tool, which of course is going to be disappearing here real soon, but there's other tools out there. Bing Ads has a tool, and there's tools that we'll still be able to use. Okay, but go ahead and then you can go ahead and do your keyword research and try to find the little keyword phrase that might rank a little bit easier than another one. Not that we're trying to rank for anything, but it doesn't hurt to at least have, you know, some chance of ranking. Okay, so get your content first, do your keyword research, okay, and then, you know, and then you just kind of sprinkle that keyword into your article. Okay, now there's a lot more to that, and actually, I've actually done I did a blog on page SEO, and you can check that out on. Well, it'll probably be on my training site, and it's also on my Empower Network blog. You can check that out in either place. Okay, and I may get into another video with that, but it's actually kind of hard to do the SEO on-page SEO training in a video because it actually just takes too long. So I've done an actual written blog with a lot of pictures. All right, so you can check that out for your actual on-page SEO, and it's something that needs to be done. Anytime you write an article, at least make your article you know, SEO friendly. All right. So the action plan is the next thing. All right. So what do you want your reader to do? Okay, what is the intent of your content? All right, when your reader is done reading your blog, what do you want them to do? All right, do you want them to opt into your list? All right, do you want them to, you know, go to another training that you made? Do you want them to just leave a comment for you? You know, or do you want them to flat out buy from you? All right, you control the reader's final actions. Okay. It is completely up to you and how you word and phrase your article, you know, to make them do what you want them to do. All right. And if you tell them to do nothing, that's exactly what they will do. All right. So, you know, you're not blatantly coming out and telling them to buy or leave a comment. Well, you know, I mean, you actually can. As far as the buy goes, I wouldn't blatantly just come out and say buy, buy, buy. But, you know, to leave a comment, absolutely. I tell every single blog post I write, it's right in my signature. You know, please leave me a comment, okay, or something. All right. If it's another training you want them to go to, then give them a link to that training and tell them go check out this training. All right. You need to tell them what to do, or they will do nothing. All right. If you tell them to do nothing, they will do nothing. All right. So always keep that in mind. You have to have, you know, some sort of take action in your post. All right. All right. So now monetization. All right. So what is monetization? All right. Well, if you look it up in the dictionary, it's the process of converting or establishing something into legal tender. Okay. So how does that relate to our blog? Well, you know, we want them to read our blog and then eventually, you know, whether it's off of this post or if you've, you know, told them to go to some other post to look at some other stuff, but at some point you want them to come back and buy what you're selling. Okay, so you're giving them valuable content. In the end, you're hoping to get a sale. All right. Excuse me. So how do we do this? All right. So the big thing is a PS line. Okay. Every single blog post needs to have a PS line. All right. And what I mean by that is, you know, after they're done reading your post, of course, you're going to have a, you know, your name and a picture of yourself and all that good stuff at the bottom, but you always want to have a PS directing them somewhere else. Okay. The PS line always has to have a link in it to go somewhere. Okay. So if you're writing about, let's just say for this example that we're writing about real estate. Okay. So you write your blog about real estate, you want to have a congruent PS line. Okay, that link in the PS line needs to be congruent to real estate. Okay, so maybe you saw a real estate training out there and you got your hands on it. Okay, well, after they're done reading your post on real estate, you want them to go ahead and direct over to your PS line and link to that other training. Okay. And then from there, maybe they get linked over to a buy or something. Okay. But you want a PS line and you want it to be linked to a congruent page. Okay. So, you know, this can be an affiliate link. All right. So, you know, you write a blog post and you're an affiliate for whatever XYZ company. Okay. And if your blog post is congruent to whatever that affiliate program is, then direct them over to that affiliate program to buy products, okay, or whatever it might be. All right, PS line in every single blog post. Okay. So, of course, like I say here, use the training products that you've purchased to make your money. Okay. So if you've bought a training, or if you're an affiliate for somebody, then use that product. Put it out there with your affiliate link and let them buy that. All right. So that's basically it. All right. So you can see our contact form here. If you need to get a hold of us in any way, okay, everything's here. And like I said, that the SEO on-page SEO training. It's on my Empower blog, and it's Empowered Network /ALC America. I don't have that on this list here, but you can find that there. I think I'll also go ahead and put it on this It's Tony and Pam site because it is training, and this is my training site. This is really just training on this site, and that's where this blog will actually live too here, or this video, or both. That's what this will both be. This will be a video and a blog, and it'll live here. And if you have any other comments or questions, please, like I said, and also, leave me a comment down below. I like comments. It helps me know what you need and what you want training wise. If you want to see training on something specific, just let me know, and I'll see what I can do for you. All right. So I had fun with this, and I hope you got some value out of it. All right.